Hey there, so I have been trying to figure out what to do exactly with my YouTube channel. And it started out with the idea of doing racing, gaming content, right? So BeamNG, Assetto Corsa, different games like that I love. But every time I would try to do that, I would go in, uh, build out some ideas, play the games, record, edit, do all the different things there, and that was fun and it was interesting, and I learned a little bit about video editing and how to make content. But every time I would do this, it was taking time away from my real passion, which is motorcycle riding and exploration. So this spring and summer, and maybe even early fall, I'm going to change my focus of this channel to exploring my local county over here. I live in St. Clair County, Illinois. It's a small county near St. Louis, Missouri, on the Illinois side of the river. And in realizing and looking at things, I realized that despite how small this county is, if you look at the grand scale of the U.S. and even of the state of Illinois, it's this tiny little section of it. And despite living here as long as I have, I know very little about the county itself and the different cities within the county. So my goal this year is to actually go and explore all the different cities and towns in the county and educate myself more on what's directly around me, and make that one of my focuses. In addition to that, I'm going to be doing some light trail riding in Missouri this year, so I'm going to try to get some content from that. I'm looking forward to that. But that's going to be my new focus. What I'm doing this on mostly is going to be on my Kawasaki KLR 650 S model. I bought that. I'm a shorter guy, so I wanted to get a dual sport, but I didn't want something that was too tall for me to not be fully comfortable with. I haven't modified it much. I've thrown on a tail box, got a pannier kit and some nice bags for it, and the Tusk crash guards, Tusk handlebar guards, and some other basic parts that I've added, like a windscreen riser. But overall, I mean, this bike is kind of my perfect bike. It's simple. I like simple things mechanically speaking. It's a single cylinder. It's got a flat torque curve, easy to ride, easy to control. It's not unpredictable. It's very predictable, actually. But it's capable easily of going on the interstate, 75, 80 mile an hour. It's very comfortable in city driving, in that environment, and just an all-around fun bike. I can go to the off-road trails and not have to get a truck and a trailer to do so. I can just ride my bike there. So that's why I picked this bike. Price point was great. Everything else was great. I did pick the model with analog brakes because most all of my driving is going to be city driving, and I've got a bypass for that so that when I'm off-road I can turn that off for the rear wheel if needed. But anyway, so that's going to be my new focus for the channel, and building out content around exploring my local county and all the cities. I'm also going to visit a coffee shop in each town that I go to. And I'm going to aim for the mom and pop type coffee shops. If we're talking about Fairview Heights, if there's a local mom and pop shop that's a little coffee spot in the area, I might go to that. But if it's anything that only has any area that only has chain coffee shops, I'm going to skip that. I don't want to review chain ones. I'd rather try to focus on local businesses and try to help them potentially through views on the channel for anyone that's interested. So anyway, in addition to that, as I explore and as I do that this year, I'm going to talk about mental health a bit. And I think that's an important thing for dads and guys out there. There's a lot of mental health stuff that goes unspoken. So that's a positive that I'd like to discuss a little bit and not get into too much, but just knowledge that we're not alone out there in the world, can be a good thing. So anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I think this spring and summer and early fall is going to be awesome, and can't wait to have you along for the adventure. So stay safe out there, keep both wheels down, and I'm looking forward to this journey.